Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. I don't think it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out. I know at some point they're going to be calling, they're going to want to brief me, but I'm not a talker about this stuff. This is like Watergate, only it's worse. Because here, our foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
Of course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server. They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
Well, welcome to another edition of the Lee Michaels Show. We are live from Los Angeles on this Monday morning. Welcome to the show. It's Monday here on the West Coast. Maybe you're on the right coast. It's already 1 o'clock out there. And noon in the Midwest. If you live in the mountains, hang out with the goats, you know what time it is. I don't know anybody that live in the mountains. Do you? Well, I take that back. I did meet some people in the mountain time zone over the weekend. It's not looking at you. Stop being paranoid. Carol, you're a mess. You know what that one drives me crazy. Don't shoot me the bird. I might go off. How you doing, Carol?
I'm good.
You're good? Good?
Yeah, I just came from walking.
Oh, yeah, you're real good then.
I seen a rat.
A rat?
Yeah, I was walking and I seen this rat climb up from the rocks by the water.
Oh, yeah, they live out there.
And, well, he was going in to eat.
Yep.
He got in a hole in the garbage. I go, well, I'll walk around it a little. So I see this lady coming. I said, there's a rat over there. She said, I think I'll walk the other way. But I told myself, you can't always run from a rat or a mouse, Carol. Just walk.
Yeah, I mean,
So
what's
I
the big
walked
deal?
right back. But then I seen a homeless guy, and I kind of told him, don't dig in that one garbage can. There's a rat in there. I didn't want him to get bit.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. Those rats do carry rabies, I believe, right?
Yes.
They're rabbit. Yeah, but I'm not afraid of rats. They don't bother me because they're just as afraid of me as I am of them. I would think.
True.
So they see you coming, they're gonna get to stepping. They're not gonna hang around and let you terrorize them. So, how was your weekend?
Mine?
Yeah.
I worked.
Yeah? Did you have some fun? Did you go out and do anything?
No, I'm a little upset because I haven't been able to go to none of the summer concerts, and they're going to be over in end of August.
That's true.
So I got to make time to do that. I just get tired of going alone.
Well, you need to, you got friends.
No,
You
I
got
have
a lot of
friends, but most of them are married, so.
Oh, well, tell them to bring their hubbies or wives. They don't want to do that?
No, people don't like getting out. Not everybody's like me.
Well,
I
that's
don't
true.
like sitting.
Now, well, before we get into that, because it's a discussion I want to ask all of our cast of characters. So let me bring in Chris. Good morning, good afternoon, Chris. How you doing?
Good morning, boom shakalaka. How you doing, Lee? How you doing, Carol?
Good.
We doing rockin', jockin', and finger popping.
Well, I just heard what you two were talking about. Lee, why don't you just go on and take Carol to the summer concerts and get it over with?
He doesn't ever want to do anything.
No, it's not
he doesn't.
that. I'm out driving,
And
at
he's
that
always
time.
dog sitting.
I'm what? Dog sitting? No,
Well, he's got the
that
dogs.
was just weekends and stuff like that sometimes.
I'm out
driving.
ask him all the time.
But I'm out driving. See, the entertainment time is when I'm out driving. Like yesterday, there was a big concert at the Hollywood Bowl, Mamma Mia.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, I took some people over there from Santa Monica.
Yeah, and it's good because they have a drop off for YouTube and a pickup. I mean, for
Yeah.
Uber
and Lyft, yeah.
and pickup.
So that was cool. And you had Metallica in town up at the Rose Bowl. And then there was a big soccer game. So, the time that, Carol wants to go do stuff and be entertained, I'm out taking the people that want to be entertained.
And you know what,
Yeah,
Chris?
but-
He
But aren't
already.
you your own boss?
Yeah.
But Lee, you Uber Lee. Come on now.
Well, that's
No, but you
one
know
of our
what,
many
Chris? He
handles.
already helps you out. He brought me water the other night,
Yeah.
ice, because that's
Ice
stuff
and
my
water.
roommate did. And there's a lot of things, like I have those 2 huge things you have to put with water. I don't know how to put them on. I could go get the water, but I don't know how. I can't get it back up in the house.
Yeah, those 5-gallon
Yeah, they're
plastic
heavy.
jugs of water.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
Yeah,
So that Lee's pretty good about helping me with
I
stuff
help
like
out.
that.
Yeah.
So
But-
he isn't just Lee the Uberman, he's Lee the handyman. He's got
Uber
many,
Lee.
many names. I don't think
Lee
he
the
put
handyman.
me and
Yeah.
the dog watcher and
Yeah.
of course he put me down to go eat at someone else's house the other night. I had
Well.
invited him and he goes, "Oh, you're too late now. I'm going now." And I thought, why would I be too late if I invited you to dinner?
Because you
And I'm
earlier
going to
you
say,
said
wait, let me finish.
Uh-huh.
I said, I'll call you
God.
when I get back so you can come over and eat dinner. And I called and said, "Oh, you're too late." Now, if you know you had an invitation,
yeah, well,
why
I
would you
wasn't-
accept another one?
because you had taken like 3 hours or something, and
Oh,
I was
he's
hungry.
so full of it, you guys.
I was hungry.
Well,
you
you
know.
should have called me and said, "I'm hungry now."
But to
but to
I
be
assumed
honest,
that
I
you were not
really
back.
didn't mind. Because
Yeah.
he still came and brought me water and ice.
There you go,
Oh, and I
see?
got to pay you too.
No, that's all right. You buy lunch sometimes. I buy lunch, so it's all in the house. But I had a guy. Well, actually, it was 4 guys in the car, and they had been out drinking. Young guys, 20s, still green. There's one guy's engaged. He's been living with his girlfriend for 5 years. They've been together for 7, and apparently he and 3 of his friends and his girlfriend went out bar hopping. So, as with most 22-year-olds, they can't hold their liquor. So, his fiance says, "Hey, go get me a drink." So he goes up to the bar, and apparently a long line. And while standing there in the line, another young lady offered him a shot. So he, took the shot, and the girl kissed him on the cheek. So the girlfriend.
That's all right.
Yeah, the girlfriend apparently saw this, interaction, but he didn't kiss her back. She was just, but I don't know why the lady kissed him on the cheek, but she did. So the girlfriend goes off on him and leaves, calls her dad to come get her from the bar, and she went to I don't know if it's her place, his place, or whatever, but it was out near Alhambra. Is that how it's pronounced? And so they have this big fight, and they're engaged and about to get married and all of this. They've been engaged for 2 years. I told him, first of all, I said, "Man, what are you waiting for? Why you such a long engagement? Jump in the pool and start swimming. Don't be scared." So he's going off. He says, "Man, I didn't do nothing wrong. Not like I took the girl home and, had sex with her and all of that. She just offered me a shot." Whoop-a-whoop. So he's ranting and raving the whole time we're driving, right? It's about a 50-minute ride. So Uber Lee had to kick in. I said, "Dude," I said, "can I give you some advice?" He said, "Yeah, what's up, old school?" I
Old
said,
school.
Yeah.
He called you old school?
Yeah, he's 22, so I understand
I
that.
have to call you old school.
Well, that's his perception. That's okay. I said, "Well, let me tell you."
No, that's cool.
Let me tell you from the old school perception. I said, first of all, your girlfriend is insecure. She's got issues. I said, "Have you ever cheated on her before?" He goes, "Well, yeah, about 6 years ago." I said, "Well, there you go. Let me explain something to
Asked
you."
him, did he get caught?
Well, of course he did. I don't know if he got caught in the act, but obviously she knows about it. So I said, "Well, there's your problem right there." I said, "Your girlfriend has a baseball bat in her hand, and every chance she gets, she's going to hit you upside the head with that bat because you cheated." I said, "Has she ever cheated on you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, well, how you feel about that? He goes, well, I don't like it, but I don't bring it up. I said, okay, that's the difference between a man and a woman. A woman is always going to use that against you. Okay? I said, right now, she's standing on the verge of making a lifetime commitment with you. And every now and then you do something or something happens in your relationship that reminds her of that situation 6 years ago. So there you go. Man, that's bullshit. He went off, right? I haven't done anything. I said, well, I understand that. I'm not accusing you of doing anything. And trust me, I've starred in this movie. I know the beginning, the middle, and the end.
And also the director, too.
Exactly. I mean, I was a star of the show. I know. So.
Does that mean you were a little bit of a dog?
Oh, shut up. Yes, I was a dog.
A dog.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need to have that song playing for you.
Mm-hmm. So he didn't accept that. And his buddies, the 3 other guys who was in the car with him, they said, yeah, old school's telling you right, man. That's the situation. I said, so you either going to have to live to learn with it, learn to live with it, or this relationship's not going to work. Those are the 2 options, period. Until she can get to a point where she's not really bothered by it. And if you have not cheated since then your conscience is clean.
So when the girl kissed him, she got mad.
Yeah.
Did she get mad at the girl or the guy?
Well, she obviously got mad at him. Yeah.
But he didn't kiss her.
No, he didn't.
I would have said something to the girl. Or maybe I wouldn't have said nothing.
Exactly.
It's like, because I know I'm the one leaving with them.
Exactly. So he said, well, I'm going to go stay at my grandmother's house. I said, why are you going to do that? I said, is she going to go to the house that, you guys? He said, well, I think so. I said, well, first thing you need to do is call her and say, hey, are you going home? He said, well, I don't want to talk to her. I said, well, see, you're being stubborn. I said, you're either going to fix this situation or you're going to accept it the way it is.
Makeup sex is the best.
See, the making up after the breaking up. So I said, call her. And he refused to call her. But apparently there's some guy named Lewis or something that was wherever she was. So he called him, said, is she there? He goes, yeah. He says, well, ask her if she wants me to come home or should I go to my grandmother's house? He said, no, man, you ask her. You tell her. I don't want to get in it. So he has this guy on the speakerphone, so I hear the conversation. So she comes to the phone. He goes, well, you want me to go to my grandmother's house? And she says, I think that's, no, what did she say? That's up to you. And I tried to signal him. I said, no, go home, man. Go home. He said, well, I'm going to my grandmother's house. So he hung up. I said, dude, you blew it. You blew it. That was a test. That was a test to find out where your heart is, your mindset, and everything else. You should have said, I'm coming home. We'll talk when I get there. And before we even got to that point, I said, look, you need to go home. Then when you get there, if by chance she's not there, you need to call her and say, I'm home. I'm waiting for you so that we can talk. He didn't want to do any of that. I said, dude, tomorrow the sun is going to rise. Everything's going to be the way it was this morning, except for the relationship between you and your fiance. Say, now, if it's important to you, I love her, man, I love her. I said, okay, if you love her, then you need to work it out. You need to fix this. But you got to take the leadership. I ain't no sissy, I ain't no punk. I ain't going to let no woman I said, there you go. There's your ego. Your ego's getting in your way now. No, man, it ain't about that. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I said, yeah, you're 22 years old. You ain't quite grown yet because you're still acting like a juvenile. I had to go daddy on him. So
yeah, you have to sometimes.
Yeah. So his buddies are co-signing with what I'm telling him. He said, man, you need to calm down and, work it out. You say you love her and blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, so you need to go home and work it out, dude. Well, she was already there. He ended up going to the house, but he still had his 3 buddies tagging along with him. I said, first of all, when you go out with your lady, go out with your lady. Don't bring your dogs with you. Okay?
That's
if
right.
you're going to go out with
dogs
your dog,
packs.
That's right. Go hang out with your dogs. Don't bring your lady. It doesn't mix. It doesn't work because when you take her out, she wants your undivided attention. Everything has to be centered around her. Man, I ain't doing all that stuff. I said, okay, there you go. I said, don't get married. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Because this
All
one
right.
is designed for a disaster. So they went on into the house. I don't know what happened after that, but I'm sure it was not favorable. What do you think? So what now, Carol, from a female perspective, did I give him bad advice?
No, I don't think you did.
Would you have said anything differently to him about the situation?
Well, I think she was in the wrong, not him.
Yeah, they're both
He
young.
didn't kiss the girl.
Right. And I said, well, she apparently saw. I don't know if she saw it or not. I said, well, why would she be upset if she didn't see it? And she brought it up, right? So she saw it or somebody saw it and told her. So the fact of the matter is she feels you were wrong. Now, you're going to have to convince her in some way. Now, I'm not sure if it's possible, but you got to convince her that it was an innocent situation and you didn't do it. She did, the girl. All right. Chris, what do you think? If you were in the
Very
car, what
safe.
would you have said to
Yeah.
him?
I would have said the exact same thing. I mean, what he doesn't know is that he lacks experience in this matter.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go with, well, hell, you're talking about marrying this woman. There's always been the adage, happy wife,
Right.
happy life. So you have to understand that, and that bodes true. So
Yeah.
if you're someone who's been there, done that like you or myself or anybody else, listen. And even his boys, his road dogs to tell him, look, man, listen to the man. He got some advice for you. So he's gonna be his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Because if he's still talking about I ain't no punk, then look,
Yeah.
dude, don't cut it off right now.
Yeah.
Save her time and yours.
Yeah.
And don't settle down.
Yep. I ain't gonna let no woman tell me what to do and whoop whoop doo. I said, okay.
Shit.
Okay.
All right, Rops a Rook.
Okay, kick rocks. Get on down the
That's
road.
right.
I said, your little ego's going to mess you up. Now, what the hell is this? An incoming call 4009. That's some bullshit right there. Okay? That's what that is. And why is it ringing? I had the ringer turned off.
But
All right.
I'll tell you something. I would take the lady giving me a shot and a kiss on the cheek as compared to what I went through this weekend. Now, for the record, let me give a shout out to a special great brother of mine, Kenneth Smith, another broadcaster in radio. In fact, he works with Mancow. He's Al Roker Jr. on the show. And I've known Ken since freshman year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back 36 years. And he had his birthday celebration this past weekend. So I got a chance to reconnect with him and our mutual friends and his friends and everything else. So him and his wife, Claire, have what they call a summer bash every year.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they've been doing it now for 19, 20 years straight. And so I'm at, the event. I'm breaking bread with my brother, and he's going around, saying hi to everybody. So I'm on the couch eating a barbecue chicken leg, right?
Okay.
So I'm, and a beer. So I'm chilling and everything else. This lady, who I've never met before in my life, comes over to me and starts rubbing my bald head. I mean, hard. Like I'm a damn genie and shit, And I was like, I got my mouth full of chicken. I'm like, excuse me? I'm sorry. I saw your head from across the room, and I had to come rub it.
Ah.
I kid you not.
So
So I'm
okay.
like-
Advance the story. So what happened?
So I'm like, does this more than a name? Oh, my name's Gene. Okay, my name is Chris. Nice to meet you. What's with the head rubbing? No, I just saw from across the way. It looks so shiny and great. Now, come to find out, she was high as hell. And she was going around messing with everybody at the place to the point where she had to be removed.
Ooh. She got a
Yeah,
little
she broke the
obnoxious, huh?
toilet. Oh, yeah, she broke the toilet.
How do you break your toilet?
Well, you break the handle.
Oh.
So she broke that, and it couldn't be replaced. I don't know what she was doing up there, none of my business. Then my friend Ken has these autographed guitars around the room.
No.
She took one
No.
and started to play it.
No.
Yeah, you gotta go.
No.
You high as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta go.
Out of here. Dang.
So between a strange redheaded woman rubbing my bald head, and compared to what old boy was going through with the drink and the shot and getting a kiss on the cheek, I would take his situation any day.
Well, see, at least with you, she was not your hot date, so, not a big deal. You can go home and forget about it. But this is his fiance. He's got a lifetime, potential problem here.
Yeah, not too long. He keeps it up, man.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. I see Apollo is in the house. Welcome to the show. Yo.
What's up, brother?
Everything's good?
Everything is everything. We're going to shut the city down.
Was that really Aretha Franklin?
Yeah.
She looks great, huh?
What are you talking about?
She lost about 700 pounds. But
wait a minute.
She looks great, but she must have had that surgery where they have to cut the fat.
Hold on.
She looks
Reel him in, Lee. Reel him in.
What are y'all talking about? Is what? Aretha Franklin.
A picture I posted yesterday at 1 p.m.
Oh.
Hell, I'll forward it to you, Lee. Hold on.
She looks swept. I'd say 30 years younger.
Really?
She looks great.
No, she don't look younger. She just.
I thought
skinny.
she looked younger.
It's her. She straightened her hair. If that's really her
That's
hair.
a wig.
Is it?
I can tell it's a wig.
OW, huh?
But look at the fine guy she's with.
And that was some. Look at that stack of money she's got. Well, that ain't her boyfriend. That's just somebody took a picture with.
Oh, I thought it was her boyfriend.
No.
He looked kind of happy.
There you go, Lee. I sent it to you. She got a stack of paper in her hand, though. That's the thing. I would look at that. She got about $10,000 in her hand right there. Stack of hundreds.
But she had to go through a lot of surgeries too. I mean, once you lose that weight and you're that heavy, they have to cut that fat.
You mean cut the skin?
Yeah, they have to cut it or it just hangs. Big pieces of blubber.
They have to do the Archibald and the drill.
So to me, she looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she looks better than she did.
No, that's not Aretha. Get out of here.
Okay, whatever.
Really?
I didn't argue with y'all.
She lost two.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I think she looks
incredible.
Great.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Wow. Aretha. Last time I saw Aretha was at a event that Radio 1 put on, and I got a chance to say hello to her, and she was at least 200 pounds bigger than what we see right here in this picture. Yeah, she got a handful of money.
Hey, have you talked about DEF CON in Las Vegas this weekend?
I haven't talked about that as of yet, but what a story, huh?
Yeah, the government allowed them to, they lined up a bunch of voting machines under the guise of research to see how long, and these are just kids that, that work in their basement. These are just kids who are proud to say that they can hack.
Right. They're talented.
And so the government signed off on it, and it took them 1 minute and 40 seconds to hack into the voting machine.
Was it a minute, 40 seconds, or an hour and 40 minutes?
1 minute, 40 seconds.
Jeez.
Well, one of them, not all of them.
Wow.
It took them about an hour and something to hack them all.
Wow.
So, if these are kids that are drinking, a Monster Energy drink in their basement and they can pull this off, imagine if you had Russia's brightest computer technology people.
Exactly.
Working on it.
Well,
it's really not the machine you have to hack. The actual voting machine, it's the server that tabulates the votes that you really need to hack.
Yeah. Well, once they get access, they can do all kind of stuff. And
so every district has a mainframe that tabulates all the votes that come in from all the polls. Yeah. That's the one you have to manipulate.
Right. Or you can do it at the local level too. If you can hack into the machine that is receiving the votes at wherever.
Right. At a precinct.
And then they reduce it by 25% before it's sent in, then it's equal to the same. But they hacked in, they're saying that Russia or North Korea or somebody hacked into 21 states during the last election.
Right.
I keep telling y'all, you got to understand.
That's why we got to go back to paper ballots. That way you can double check. You can reconcile the paper ballots with the voting results.
Yeah. Well, if the paper ballots get to the place where it tabulates, see, there's always going to be a glitch.
I'm saying if you have a hard paper ballot,
yeah.
Then if somebody wants to do a recount,
yep.
Okay, this is what the machine says. Okay, now let's go back and hand count all the ballots.
Yep, hanging chads and all.
Well, I don't like hanging chads. I like just a magic marker and an X. I think that's even by the name. Just like a California achievement test. You just fill in the hole, stick it in, and then you keep the hard copy.
Yeah. Well,
that way you have something to cross-reference it with.
Yeah. Well,
and if the computer don't match the paper,
something's wrong.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, right here, I got a phone book. You hear that? Mm-hmm. That's a paper phone book.
Right.
I write names and shit in it. The batteries can't go dead in this. The hard drive can't crash in this.
Yep.
I can't, this lays on my desk.
Yeah.
And every couple of years I get a new one and transcribe because some of you guys change your phone number 30 times in 5 years. I don't understand that. That's kind of suspect to me. I've had the same phone number for 20 years.
I have moved around a lot. Well,
you get a Vonage number, you keep the same number.
Well, see, I don't have a home number.
And a cell phone, you don't have to change your cell phone number. Your cell phone work anywhere.
You're right. And I've had this cell phone number since, let's see, it's a 954. That's my Florida number. So I went there in 2008. So I've had that number since then. Before that, I had a Maryland number. Before that, I had an Illinois number. And I don't know why I changed it. I really don't. I don't know why I did that, but I did.
Hey, why did Chris Christie get in that guy's face? Does anybody know anything about that?
No, I don't know anything about that one.
Chris, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, at a Cubs game. The guy is a jerk. It really would amount to nothing. It was just a fan being a fan. And, he was just jaw-jacking like most fans do at any event. And so he goes to his face and start talking about, he shouldn't be here. And he, talk about how terrible the Sox are. But regardless of his status, dude, you're the governor of New Jersey. There's a certain way you comport yourself. But just the fact that he's going to...
It was a Cubs game, right?
Yeah, right. But it's just, it wasn't that serious. And for him to go into his face just shows you the lack of respect the man has for anybody, going back to Christie.
Is Chris Christie a Milwaukee Brewers fan? I don't understand.
I don't know what kind of. I think he's generally a baseball fan. I don't know. I've never seen anything in print about him being associated with a certain team and being a fan of. Mm-hmm. But still, come on, dude.
I see he didn't miss the opportunity to get that big bucket of chicken that he had in his damn hand. Whatever. He had a big, looked like one of them KFC bowls. Looked like got chicken and potatoes, and I don't know what's in that bowl.
Yeah, the whole kit.
Right.
You didn't see that video? He got right down in the guy's face, talking about, "Yeah, you're a big guy. You think you something, don't you?"
Yeah, he did.
Right in the, and then, but it's easy to be tough when you got Secret Service standing 5 feet behind you.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you're big time. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk tough, but you got your guy back there.
Oh, I got a follow-up story to this guy that cut me off and shot me the bird. Yeah. When I was leaving the parking lot at the airport.
Mm-hmm. This is the same story from last week, right?
Yeah. I ran into this guy at a Starbucks. And
really?
Yeah. And I had just placed my order, and I turned around, and it was a line of like 3 guys standing to go into the restroom. And he was the third guy in line. So I pulled off to the side, and I did the stare down on him. I didn't blink. This guy got so uncomfortable, he was turning in circles.
Wow.
And he didn't say a word. I didn't say anything to him. I folded my arms, and I put the stare down on him. So he finally went into the men's room. So it was 2 guys ahead of him. He was the third guy. So this went on for
went in
quite
there
a
with
while.
him.
I started to go and stand in line right next to him as if I needed to go to the men's room. Mm-hmm. I said, "No, I'm gonna do the stare down on him." So I didn't blink. I just kept my eyes on him. He saw me looking at him. He realized who I was. He went, "Oh Lord, I don't run into this monster." So he went.
You know, it would have been easy.
What?
We fight the right thing, but the right thing would have been like, "Hey, man, I think we ran into each other at the airport the other day, and it's stressful as hell at the airport."
You almost ran into me.
And you know what? I was inappropriate as hell the way I handled that. I was wrong. My driving was.
I ain't in that space. I should have whipped your ass.
If he had said that.
Yeah.
If he had said that.
Yeah.
If he'd have come up and said, "You know what, man, I made a bad move, and then when you blew your horn, I reacted inappropriately, and you know what? Let me just fix that right now."
Yeah. Well, he's not that kind of a guy, because he was.
But God, it makes life so much better if you just do that.
Yeah. I knew he wouldn't do that. And that's why I just kept
I don't know
staring
why
him
we
down.
fight the right thing. Why do we fight the right thing? Is that ego? I mean,
Well, of
why
course.
do we all?
Of course. He was looking down
And when you
upon
do
me.
that, it's like a 10-pound bowel movement when you do that.
Well, it is. But see, he's not there in that mindset because his whole conversation with me was putting me down because I'm driving an Uber car, which is my car, and he's driving a SUV, which it may or may not have been his car. But
he's like the morning show guy, and you're just a weekend part-timer.
Exactly.
in his mind.
He's talking down, oh, you're just a weekend warrior, Uber driver. I said, and your point is what? I was trying to be, taking the high road during the whole argument. And then after a while, I said, man, I will whip your behind. Don't talk to me like that. So I stayed there. He went into the restroom. I'm telling you, he was in there 3 minutes. And then I said, you know what? I got to go. I left. But you know what I did do?
You keyed his car?
I saw his car, and I got a license plate picture of his car. So now I know who he is.
What's that going to do?
No, I just know who he is now. I
See,
can
I
find
would've-
out.
Did you run it? Did you run his tag?
I haven't, but I can. I know
How?
people in low places.
Oh yeah, or at the police department.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I have any problems in the future with this guy, I know
Yeah,
how to
just get
find
you a
him.
dozen donuts and get your cop friend to run the tag for you.
That's right. My Krispy
Wait,
Kreme.
did Carol in the background say key his car?
Yeah, that's a
Carol, did
woman.
you say
That's
that?
a woman.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking to be sure. I don't want
Yes,
You have to
I
have a
did.
uterus to even think like that.
Yes, I did say that. I would have keyed his car.
Yeah, no,
There
I'm
you
not-
go. Okay, I'll just check
So
it.
you would have committed misdemeanor
Oh,
vandalism.
well, I bet you won't run me off the road.
Won't mess with you no more.
I had a woman do that to me, these young
Then I'd
girls.
throw a Molotov cocktail through your front window. Then what
You ain't
gonna
going to
do?
find me. I had these girls
All
do
I
that
gotta
at
do is
Costco, so I was
Follow
waiting
the
for,
cat smell. I smell cat and horse hair. That's Carol's house.
I was waiting for a parking spot, and they just pulled in and took my spot and told me too bad and laughed. I said, okay. They went in. I parked my car, went back. I keyed the crap out of their car. I sure in the hell did. And I laughed.
Went up and
I know
down.
one time at
Jeez.
Dave and Buster's in Hawaii, my wife, we were looking for a parking space. I said, let me get out. I'll find one. So I found one. I called her. I said, come over, and I'm in H green, the green part. So I'm standing in the space, and somebody's trying to pull in. I'm like, I'm holding. My wife's on her way. I had to. They're like, you can't hold that space. I'm like, damn if I can't. And they said, get out of the way. I'm like, I'm not getting out of the way. We've been looking for a space for 20 minutes. I walked over here. I called my wife's on her way. And the lady ran up on me, tried to hit me. I called the police, and, Then the cop told me, well, you can't stand in a space. You can't do that. You have to get out of the way and let her have it. I'm like, really? I mean, we've been running in circles for 20 minutes.
Wow.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
those type of things do happen, and it's unfortunate, And I always try to take the high road. I give a guy, the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's having a bad day. Maybe his wife didn't, have sex with him the night before or something. I don't know, but it's
that's
just
why we need a whorehouse in every town. So we have happier cops.
That's right. You want that backed up, frustration. Backed up. You gotta let it loose.
yeah.
Donuts and hoe butts. Yeah.
I'm going to change the subject for a minute. Did you listen
No.
to McCain's speech? It was
Which
well
one?
done. When he voted against the health care.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was only 4 days ago, Carol.
But
No,
listen,
but I mean, it's a great speech. A lot of people didn't listen because I played it for my client yesterday.
well, McCain did the right thing. It would be very hypocritical for him to come out and vote any other way. Here's a guy that has brain cancer. Probably not going to make it through
Well,
the
I
rest
don't
of
even
his
think
term.
it was that.
But-
If you listen to what he was saying.
Of course. But in good conscience, there has to be
That's it,
some
right
kind of
there.
in the background him saying to himself, "Look, I cannot at this point in time in my life vote with my party and hurt
Yeah,
people."
he's thinking legacy instead
Exactly.
of party. Right.
Absolutely, he is. And you know what? I'm not a big fan of McCain, and that goes back to the USS Forrestal, but that's another story. But he had to do that. Otherwise, like you said, his legacy, his conscience could not be fulfilled.
Well, he
in a good
probably
way.
thinks he's going to have to face his maker here pretty sooner
No
than
question.
later now. And so
Yeah, but
you
his
don't want to have
speech
to answer
really
for that.
made sense. He said, "This battling's got to stop."
Well, it does. It should.
It's like Trump is like a child.
Well, yeah.
And
absolutely.
he was saying you can't hurt people. Basically, he was just saying we got to meet and we got to fix this right. We just can't vote something because they don't want it in. Now Trump's threatening people.
Oh, he threatened Alaska.
Get rid of this asshole.
Yep.
Get rid of him. I'll put
He
money
threatened
when
the whole-
somebody finally shoots him.
No, don't say
People,
that.
I am saying that. People are going to go to the street and cheer. They're not going to cry. Not in the least bit. If they cry, it'll be of happiness because he's stupid. Listen to how he's threatening China now. This is a sick asshole.
Yeah, he is. He's a tyrant and a bully.
He's a sick person, and I just can't even believe his kids would think he's wonderful. Put him in a hospital. He's nuts.
A lot of people are saying that he has some mental issues.
Well, he definitely, and that new guy he brought in. Hey, send George that video.
one?
Michael Lee. I called you your other
Which
name.
one?
The one you put up, Apollo, showing him with the new guy he put in office, that mafia type guy, where he's dancing for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great
Oh, you talking
video.
about Scaramucci?
Yes.
It's just Scaramucci giving Trump a lap dance is all it is.
Scary
I said this
Moochie.
because he constantly says how much he loves Trump and he loves Trump and I love the president. I love the president. I love the president. I love the president. I love. And so he's like
just
Trump's
a
little
sellout
bitch.
show.
So this
Yeah,
is. I just sent
absolutely.
it to you, Lee.
That just see
there
how
you go,
mad
Lee.
he got. Wasn't he the one where his wife left him, and he got mad because the media got a hold of it and was telling the story because she don't believe in, I guess, him being in office.
Well, his wife, Deidre, filed for
Yeah,
divorce.
she don't seem to like him.
Whose-
So he's
whose wife
mad.
is
He's
this?
threatening the media.
Scaramucci's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's threatening the media. She just had a baby. He wasn't
Well,
even there.
Trump is threatening Alaska and these senators. He said the people of your state will suffer because you didn't vote for this health care bill. I'm going to take it out on you. And
I
he
think
had-
he's
It's that
threatening
schoolyard
Memphis
boogie-
too, Tennessee
bully
or
crap.
something.
Yeah, he said it was Maine and Alaska, but he threatened Alaska. I think one of his, I forget who it was, one of his people from the White House called her and said, hey, if you don't, this is the consequences if you don't vote. And then he didn't realize, well, she would go straight to the media and say he had him call me and threaten me.
Right.
So, and that's only going to help her more, I think.
Absolutely
I don't think
will.
that's going to backfire on her. I think.
You know,
And is that not manipulation? Is that not, that is tampering with the political process? Is that not, that's extortion.
Well,
if you
it
say,
is.
if you don't vote for this bill, we will take it out on your constituents.
other presidents have done that, so it's not uncommon, but not so
But to
overt.
say that if you don't if you don't vote for this bill, I will pass legislation that will make your people suffer. That's extortion. That's what the mafia does.
Yeah, it's true.
If you don't
Well,
give us our money, we'll come over and break your legs.
Yep. Why is
Don't
Well,
go in there
is
and
it-
vote your conscience and vote for your constituents. You vote the way I say, or I'm going to make it hard on you.
Yep. That's gangster. That's some straight up thuggery.
Well, isn't the guy that, I can't say his name, you guys just said it, with the wife,
Scaramucci?
isn't he kind of mafia?
Well, he's Italian.
No,
I don't
he's
know
a Wall
if he's
Street
he's
banker.
Just,
He's an Italian, but he's a
He's
Wall
a
Street investment banker.
He's an arrogant mouthpiece for Donald Trump. He's sucking up to Trump. He's saying all the things that Trump wish he could say. So he's got his little
Yeah.
puppet out front, and and that's the situation. But he will self-destruct. Just let him keep talking. He's
Yeah,
going to
there's some
step
dirt
along.
on him too, I'm sure. Just
Of
based
course.
on his demeanor, there's something out there that somebody's
Absolutely.
going to release that they didn't find when they vetted him. I'm sure they didn't vet him very well to begin with. It doesn't seem that Trump picks up his cabinet in titty bars, I think.
But listen,
No, he
And,
picks up people with the same mentality as his. They don't give a
Titty bar.
crap about
yeah,
people.
yeah.
They just don't care. And I'm glad McCain proved he cared. Because what he said made sense. Democrats and Republicans got to stop fighting like this and do what's right.
Well,
Make it affordable for everybody.
that's only going to happen if we get these career politicians out of out of Congress on November 6th,
but remember what I
2018.
told you. There's people that say to me, "I'm not voting ever again in life because."
Well, those are jokes.
And I go, "You
They're
need to
just-
vote. That's why people like Trump are sitting in there."
Yeah, it's just ignorance, and it's hard to deal with that because there's always going to be a certain amount of people that take that kind of position because they're too lazy to stay up on top of what's really going on. That being said, here we are 193, 194 days into our new president, and he's already rebooting his cabinet. What does that say to you? It says to me that he was not prepared. He's not the smartest guy in the room. He chose bad people. He chose people that was not a part of his same mindset. They were more honest than he. And we're finding out that, you're not a good leader. You're not a good manager. You've been faking and baking all this time. You've been bragging about how smart you are and you're a great contractor. You build great buildings and you're a great manager. You're a great negotiator. Sir, you're looking like Boo-Boo the amateur fool. Got to keep that fool in there. Boo-Boo the amateur fool. So why should we believe and get behind you and line up with you, Mr. Man? Gee whiz. So I don't understand why anybody thinks this guy is so damn smart. He's not. He's a self-serving idiot. And he thinks you are an idiot because you are buying into him. That's it. 193 days, and he's already fired, 6 people?
He's still trying to get rid of Sessions.
I tell you what.
Republicans aren't having that.
That might be the last straw. Now, I don't like Sessions as far as I can see him. But the Republicans love him for whatever reason. Because he's a part of their little special glee club. They sing the same tune. And they've got a guy in position of power that can help their agenda, and they don't want to let him go. Well, sometimes the Republicans are noted for eating their own, too. So if Trump takes this guy out, they might eat the president. I think they will go after him in a way that he can't imagine. Not, overt, but they won't vote for the things that he puts forward. That's how they will slap him down. A lot of people are predicting that he won't last the 4 years. I think that he probably will. We'll just be suffering along the way. We won't get much done. All the rhetoric that he ran on, I don't think 75% of it is going to come to fruition. 50% even. It's not. Because his agenda is bad. It's not going to help us. Whatever he does is going to help him and his rich friends. Period. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help you. If you're middle class or poor or trying to be rich, you might get a break. Maybe. There may be some, maybe, I'm saying maybe he might get some tax bills pushed through. Maybe. Just maybe. But he better do it now while he's got some kind of semblance of control. Here's a president that's got a basket of ripe fruit. He's got all the judges on his side, the Supreme Court. He's got the House, the Senate, and he's a Republican. What more do you need? But what has he gotten achieved other than his executive orders, which can be flipped over by the next president with the same stroke of a pen? He's done nothing that is meaningful, that's beneficial to the people of the United States of America. Here's what's going to happen. Mark this down. At 10:48 a.m. Pacific time on July 31st, 2017, the United States is going to enter into some kind of military conflict with a country somewhere, maybe North Korea, but I'm thinking maybe some other smaller country that we will use as an example of slapping somebody around. That's going to take the focus away from what he's trying to do, what he's doing, and we're all going to be focused on this military conflict. It's not going to be a world war.
Bush did that in 2001, 2002.
Exactly. So that's what's going to happen. But I submit to you, do not lose focus on what this guy's trying to do.
But if you really believe that, that's already been decided at the Bilderberg meeting, that's how they're going to do it.
Well, we can go there, but the reality is, folks, this guy is not in our
There's no hope for anybody unless you're wealthy. There's no hope for you under Trump's administration, period. Friday, he shut down an Obama-era program aimed at encouraging low and moderate-income households to save for retirement. If you work for a company, like if you're a Walmart employee and they don't have, because you're only working 39 hours a week, or if you work for a company that doesn't offer a retirement, Obama had set up a retirement savings plan for low-income people. About 30,000 Americans have contributed to it so far. Now, they said $34 million. But Trump says that the program costs $70 million a year to manage. How does it cost $70 million to manage $34 million? All you need is two guys and a computer to manage people's investments. I don't know how you have a $70 million management bill to manage $34 million.
Well, you got to make money while you're doing it. It's all the cronies.
No. He's saying that's what the government is.
I understand.
That's the cost to the government to manage $34 million.
Yeah. Well, it's typical government overruns and just bad management.
But anyway, he ended it. So if you had money invested in that, oh well.
You SOL, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the problem with many of the programs and the people that control the programs and presidents with personal agendas. They would rather just kill it because it's easier to do that than to fix it. Just like the Health Care Act. Fix it. Don't get rid of it. Your ego is in the way because a black man came up with an idea that was pushed through and made life better for what? Almost 30 million people now? But your ego won't let you fix it. Go in and look at the parts that need to be tweaked. Do that.
Where's the Congressional Budget Office in a situation like that? Have them look at it and say...
Well, they've already given some recommendations, but the Republicans don't want to do it because it wasn't their idea. And that's just stupid. Plain and simple ignorance. You can look at it upside down, sideways, from 30,000 feet up. The bottom line is just ignorance and selfishness and personal agendas standing in the way of doing the right thing to help people in need of medical care. And listen, I'm sure that every family member that's listening to this show and will listen to it on the podcast has an experience where you had a loved one that was in need of medical care. And because of your financial situation, whether you could afford it or not, chances are if you were able to take them to a better doctor, all doctors are not created equal, a better hospital facility. If you're in a small town, chances are the doctors in your small town may not have been the top doctors in their graduating class. That's why they're in a smaller town. So when you look at places like New York, Chicago, L.A., Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, Minneapolis has a good, the Mayo Clinic in Cleveland, places like that have specialties, expert doctors, research schools. They typically will have better health care opportunities for your loved one. But if you don't have the type of insurance that will qualify you to get to those places, guess what? You're going to die. You're going to suffer because you don't have access to top medical professionals. And that's a fact. People are dying every day in Jablippi, Mississippi because they don't have access to the best equipment, the best research, the best doctors, the best nurses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they just say, hey, well, it's nothing more that we can do. And even if you ask the question, well, can we take our loved one somewhere else? Well, there's nothing more that anyone can do because that's the limitation of what they know. You guys get it? Does that make sense? It's the truth. You got a graduating class of 100 doctors. There was a guy that was number 1, and there was a person down at number 100, and everybody in between. And even if you studied under a great doctor, doesn't mean that your hands is as good as his, or your mind, your desire, your will, your commitment. You may just be in it to make the money and work the system. And you can't tell me there aren't doctors out there that think that way, because they are. They are.
Do you know what the third leading cause of death in the United States is?
Malpractice.
Yep.
See?
Heart disease, cancer, medical malpractice.
There you
Third
go.
leading cause of death.
And these guys, many of them, most of them get away with it. One question you should ask your doctor when you go especially a new doctor that you just met, see him the first time. And it might piss him off and he might throw you out of the office, but at least you want to know. Have you been or are you currently being sued for medical malpractice?
Do they have to answer that?
No, they don't have to, but you know what? If they don't, then probably they are being sued or have been sued. And then if they say, well, yeah, I have been, but, nothing came of it. It was,
But Congress put a cap on that.
yeah.
$250,000 is the most you can get from a medical malpractice suit.
Is that the federal law or state laws?
Yep, federal law.
Yeah, I know some states, like Nevada, has a cap as well. Because my son went through that. And so the story that I just told you about this is a personal story that my son is still going through. He's, in fact, in the surgery room right now.
Oh, yeah, they read about that.
4th surgery in 12 months.
Didn't he just go back to work, too?
Yeah, he did. He was back to work for about 2-3 weeks, and he had to go back and get the surgery fixed from the last one. Well, they implanted
No, you didn't even tell me.
nerve stimulator in one of the leads, pulled out or whatever. So now they got to go back in and put in a new lead, which means he has
Johns
to.
Hopkins University did a study last year, and through their research, it estimates that more than 250,000 Americans die each year from medical errors.
Mm-hmm.
250,000 are dying every year by the people that are supposed to be saving us. 250,000. Fuck the water in Flint. The doctors are killing people.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So our medical system is broken. There's a lot of areas that need to be fixed. Affordable health care is the beginning. And
We're
then
paying them to kill us.
no, yeah, you can look at it that way. So we need to fix this. The only way to fix it, folks, is to get some common people, some everyday people like you and I, in the
Or go to medical
position of
school
power.
and get that paper.
Well, yeah, but you got to go in there with the right attitude. If you're going in, well, I can make, $500,000, $1 million, or $10 million a year. If that's your drive, your passion to make a lot of money doing healthcare, you probably shouldn't do it.
Hell, that's what most of them in there for.
Well, that's part of the problem. You should be going there and say, I want to help people. My main motivation is to help people. Now, if you go in there with that mindset, that commitment, you'll make money. You'll make big money because you're doing it for the right reason, and you will put the time and effort into being good and providing good quality health care to your patients. And that applies to any job. I never got into radio because I wanted to make a lot of money. I made a lot of money because I was good at what I was doing, and I worked hard at it. I spent the necessary hours and days and weeks and months and years trying to perfect my craft. The money came to my surprise.
Came in envelopes.
Oh, you crazy as hell, man. That's bullshit.
I'm messing with you, Lee.
Yeah, well, you're going to get somebody shot behind that bullshit.
From San Diego.
Right, exactly. So that's how it works. And that applies to any business, any industry, any career that you choose. If you're going to be a veterinarian, if you're going to be a songwriter, it doesn't matter. You go into it because it's something that you love doing. You have a passion for it. You want to be good at it. The money will come. You can't write 5,000 songs and none of them are hits. If that happens, you're not a good songwriter. Come to that realization. But if you write 5,000 songs and 2,500 of them become #1 hits, guess what? You rich as hell.
Well, Lil Yachty done proved you wrong on that one.
Well, we have dumbed down our listeners. We've given them lower expectation of greatness, and they're buying the bullshit. So, yeah, there's some nonsense that has become successful, but those are novelty-type hits. And then probably 30 years from now, you won't be playing that shit. It won't be in your repertoire. You say, yeah, I remember that. Because I heard some songs over the weekend. And I said, damn, I remember that song. But I don't care if I ever hear that song again. It's one of those little novelty bubblegum kind of records. And I went, why are they even playing it? Why? Why is that important? Who really wants to hear that record? Like Sugar, Sugar. Do you remember that song?
By the Archies?
Yeah. Who cares?
Huge record, though.
It was. But it was, some bubblegum crap. But if you never heard that song again, would you be upset?
No, I wouldn't.
I
mean, if I never heard any song again, I wouldn't be mad. But it's one of those songs when you hear it, you think of, drive-in movie theaters and beach blankets, and it takes you back to, it's a time machine in your mind.
I don't know.
It's a feel-good record.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice little cute.
It's like Candy Girl by New Edition.
Yeah, that's another one for me. I don't care if I ever hear that again. And I played it.
Women like to hear that shit.
Yeah, some do. Carol, do you like that song?
So are you programming to women or to yourself?
Candy Girl, New Edition. You even know it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, she was probably 30 when it came out. She wasn't in high school when it came out.
You don't know what I was. Do you know me?
I know how old you are, so I know that
you don't know how old I am.
I don't even know how old she is.
I was 15 when it came out, so you probably were at least 30.
You do not know me.
Based on your children and your grandchildren's ages, I would say.
Don't base everything on that, because
unless you had kids when you were 5, Carol. I'm not Rain Man, but I can do general math.
You need to stay out of my business.
Oh, see, there's.
I'm not in your business. I'm just saying you're not the right person to research for that record.
I don't like that song. I know the song you're about talking about. I don't like it.
Right, because it's not in your age demographic.
No, I said around that song. I don't like it. I don't like a lot of songs
Percy Sledge, then you would be perfect for that.
I don't know who Percy Sledge is.
When a Man Loves a Woman?
I know that song. I don't know who sang it.
That was Percy Sledge.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's shocking.
What's shocking?
What's shocking? Shocking.
That you wouldn't know who sang When a Man Loves a Woman. That's shocking.
I didn't know who did.
But I don't think Carol's that kind of
I can read a book and
fan.
I can't tell you the title later of what I read. I could tell you about the book, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of songs that come out now I listen to, but I don't like them. I want to hear real singers. I'm tired of all these lip singing, ghost singers that sing for someone else. Let's put some real artists.
Yeah, that's
too much any longer.
That's a real problem. I heard, and I didn't realize it, but apparently Mariah Carey, by the way, is performing here with Lionel Richie in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
And
they were selling those tickets on Groupon.
Yeah, that tells you something.
Not because of him, though, her.
Yeah.
People have gotten where they don't like her.
I think both of them are kind of in the same category of ho-hum, who cares?
He did that country album a couple years ago, though. Made some money off that thing.
Yeah.
See, that's
a great songwriter.
To me, they might be older, but if Blondie could sell out like she did and Garbage and that Nile Rodgers where I went.
Yeah.
There's no excuse to them. It's an attitude she has, and it makes people not want to bother with her. They say she's known to come on stage, sing a few songs, or walk off, or they're dancing around her, and she's just kind of moving. If you can't dance or you don't want it, then don't dance with your dancers, because you look like Britney Spears looks like a fool lately because she can't. She's stiff.
Yeah.
So that kind of turns
Who's good
you
out
off.
there right now? Who's a good one to go to currently?
I enjoyed the two cellos. I think that was one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. Those guys, especially the one, were amazing. They were amazing.
But they sit down and play a cello.
No, they
right?
don't. That guy can lay down and play that cello like it is a guitar.
But he's picking a cello. I'm
No,
saying singers.
They stole that audience. That audience, once they went into their more up-to-date, not classical music, everybody in that audience was standing and screaming. The man goes out into the audience. They were amazing.
Yeah.
I went to Nile Rodgers the week before. I thought he was amazing. I watched how he could grab the audience. And those girls that sang, what do they call them, the Chic?
Chic.
Those girls
Chic,
could sing.
Chic.
You don't hear this anymore. They could sing Blondie, Garbage, and Sky, because Sky opened for Blondie. It was an amazing show. And I'm not saying it because Sky was part of it. It was. I went and seen 3 great shows, and they weren't at the big venues.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about current artists that are out there right now. Who do you really like?
I like Bruno Mars.
Okay.
I don't know if I could sit through a whole show of him, but I like Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I like Bruno Mars.
I think I could.
There's
I like
a new
him.
kid a young teenager, Khalid. I haven't heard him, but people say the guys are kind of dominating right now. Men are.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Apollo?
I don't listen to anything new hardly. I'll tell you, Ed Sheeran, I would go see him. Ed Sheeran?
Yeah. Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
The one song, I guess the song that I was introduced to him, maybe he had some before that, but The Shape of You, I still love that song. And I listen to the Sirius XM station, Hits 1, and it's still, I think it's in their second highest rotation.
He was homeless.
Is that
living
right?
on the streets. He was homeless and drug addicted. And,
really?
Yeah. He did a song called, it was the A-Team. Let's see what that song was.
He's an amazing singer, but
Yeah, the
Bruno
A-Team.
Mars has sold out the Staples Center. It's at the Forum for 4 nights straight
I'm going
right
to send
now.
you a video,
Wow.
Lee. I'm going to send you a video to watch. Absolutely. This is conscious. When my daughter turned me on to this video, the consciousness, the artistic consciousness of this song and this video made me have tremendous respect for him because he was also, his target is a younger audience. And he took a negative situation and put compassion and sympathy, something you will not hear in any hip hop on the radio today.
Mm-hmm.
I turned on the hip hop station here last week for 40 seconds. And within 40 seconds, I heard mention of a firearm, narcotics, and a titty bar. And I just turned it off.
That's unfortunately what these kids are attracted to. And
it was like it talked about selling drugs, killing a motherfucker, and going to fuck some girl. This was in one song. I just clicked it over and it was got my and I'm like, God Almighty, I can't do it.
So Ed Sheeran is from England.
Yes.
Halifax, West Yorkshire.
Yeah.
He's
26.
Got a great voice.
According
I'm
to
gonna send you
Wikipedia, he's 26 years old. He labels Asylum, Atlantic, Electra. Let's see.
I think he got in trouble though because he did sold someone's song or did something.
Yeah, well, that was
People
somebody
pick
said
on
that
him,
he
and I don't know
sampled-
why
he
because
sampled
I like
something.
him. He was in Games of Thrones, and I guess he had to come out of Twitter for a day because people were saying so many mean things. I think a lot of people in the business want to pull away from all that social media because it's too much.
Yeah, I like the
His
song.
girlfriend had a miscarriage, and he did a song called "Small Bump" to his child, who was. I sent you that. I sent you 2 videos. Hold on.
Oh, let the dog bark.
Is that a, was he real tiny? He's a tiny little weenie dog still, right?
It kind of sounds like
Who?
I seen a tiny weenie dog yesterday, and they're so cute.
Well, both of them. One of them's a Shih Tzu. The other one's a Dachshund, and they're both females.
Oh. So
Bitches. I got bitches up in here fighting over me.
I
Which
don't
one
follow
is
so
the
much new
alpha?
music, but yeah. But if I did, like I concur. I like Bruno Mars. He's like a throwback to me.
Yeah.
To other artists I like. I like his style. I also had to throw in Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, I like him.
I like his work too. Yeah.
See, I really appreciate his success, but I'm not feeling. I have not heard one song that I would sing along or keep on my phone. But I'm not in his target demo too, so I'll give him that. But
Who, Bruno?
No, Chance the Rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Bruno's been entertaining since he was a little kid.
Yeah,
He
he's
used
4 or
to
5 years
imitate Elvis Presley.
That's
and
right. Mm-hmm.
That he's there. I just think he's.
He was
I
on
mean, if you can sell out the Forum for 4 nights, that's a big achievement.
Have you
It
heard
is.
of this girl, Candace Springs? Are you familiar with her?
No, I can't
Nope.
say that I am.
I would welcome you to. I would welcome all of you to check her out. Candace, Kandace Springs. I think she's from Tennessee, but she's I don't know what you would call her. Maybe a jazz, blues, R&B phenomenon, but just absolutely.
Well, check out those 2 cellos. If they come to where you live, go to their concert. It'll blow you away. They do things with the cello. You would think like the one he does the Chuck Berry shuffle with that cello, and he
Yeah.
does Mick Jagger's. I mean that's a big instrument.
It is.
He goes out into that. Women love him because he's fine. He's probably as fine as the 2 of them are just fine. They're great to look at, but they're very entertaining, especially the one.
Got that female appeal. Huh?
No, it's not even just, there's just something about them. They're very good, but then they've been around. This is their 4th album.
Oh. The 2 cellos. Yeah, I've never
Oh,
seen them.
even Cabrini will tell you how great they were.
I like the way Carol. I like the way you say fine. Say fine again.
No, I have to say it when I'm ready to.
Okay, the hell with it then.
They are fine, though.
Oh, there you go. Right.
It's like
I
the 2 tenors.
appreciate beauty or handsome. It's like when I walk. Sometimes there's an older guy out there. He has a better body than the young, and I love looking at him. It's like if you lay down, you want to put some oil on your back. I mean, I appreciate beauty on women and men. I'm not one of these people that's not going to compliment another woman.
This old geezer you're talking about. How old do you think he is?
On the beach, probably in
On the beach, yeah, the old geezer
maybe
you just talked about.
60-something. But he's fine. He's got a better body than the younger guys. People don't realize if you take care of your body, that body can stay very nice. Look at these 80-year-old bodybuilders that are coming out now, women. Amazing bodies.
Breaking news. My granddaughter, the oldest one, ran this morning. I'm not sure which.
I seen it yesterday where they were getting ready, the junior.
Yeah. Well, she didn't advance in her class. Must be some badass runners out there if she didn't advance. I just got a text from my daughter, Sarah.
She did
saying,
not advance?
No.
Damn.
That's never happened before. This is
Well, you're up
Is that
against
the younger
whole
one or the
United
older one?
States.
This is the older one, the 15 to 16-year-old.
You got some
girls.
great runners
Wow.
that come from here.
Yeah, so I have to get some more details on it, but I just got a text that she did not advance, which is shocking.
He says the first time.
How many events was she performing in?
Well, I don't know what this one was. It was either the 400 or the 800 or the 400 meter race. I'm asking her now what.
Yeah, I've got to go. I just had my Dannon yogurt, and I'm getting ready to head to my Bannon yoga class here in a minute.
Your what yoga class?
It's the new Bannon yoga. You've heard of that? Are they doing
No.
that out in California yet? Yeah, Bannon. It's called Bannon yoga.
What do they
They
do?
claim you'll be sucking your own dick within 2 weeks
Shut up.
after you do it.
You got Carol with a mix. I'm not sure how to read that face, Carol. It's like a shocked, I can't believe he said that.
I like that.
How is
Only
that
2
possible? What?
Only 2 weeks?
Yeah. See, even my dogs like it.
You're a sick man. Go do your exercise.
See,
but
they
we don't want to
can
know
lick
the
their
results.
own dick without yoga, so they ain't got no problems.
You're sick.
This is the portion of our show for people that are listening. It's X-rated.
The opinions expressed here do not express those of the Power Voices, Lee
I was
Michaels,
going to send you
Carol, or-
this new girlfriend. You like big boobs?
I do not care for titties at all.
Oh, then you
no.
wouldn't like her.
Well, send,
I'm a
send
ass,
it to,
legs,
send it
and
to me
feet.
then.
I'll send
Yeah.
it to you right now.
No, those
That's probably
beyond.
some
Tell
joke,
me
of course.
what you can do with these.
Really?
Would you say probably like on a woman with ass and feet and everything else? That's good too.
I like thighs, ass, legs, and feet. And I don't
Nice.
care about titties. Keep your eyes on the road. I'm
Nice.
driving back here. Just keep your eyes on the road.
You're sick. Keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah. Let's do it doggy style. We both watch TV.
Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to.
Stop it. Time out. Go to your room.
Yeah, it's
Being a
time
bad
for you
boy.
to go work out.
It ain't gonna work out.
Hang on, I can almost reach it.
Do you work out, Apollo?
Yeah, I do. I sprint. I do sprinting from here to the refrigerator, and I do
Get another
12-ounce
beer, huh?
curls. And yep. No, I do. I haven't in a few months though. Haven't been to the gym at all. Got a membership, so my bank account is losing weight, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's I can't do it.
I try to get him to, but okay, Chris, I'm sending you a big set for you.
My grandmother never went to a gym, and she lived to be 96. So
Well, I don't think that's it so much. I work out because it gets rid of stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk alone. Everything I do is alone. When I lift weights, I do it
I
alone.
masturbate. That helps get rid
Well,
of it for me.
that's getting rid of something else. That's so you don't get
You know,
blue,
it takes
blue
stress
yodels.
off too.
You know, you'll get those blue yodels if you don't.
Blue yodels?
Blue balls.
Oh.
John Lewis said that was very nasty. Is that
Did you
the
get it, Chris?
Congressman?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like
Carol-
those? Those you
No,
could bury
hell
your
no,
whole
no.
self.
No, hell no. These the breast on this woman, I don't call them breasts. It's like
Basket.
she got like 2 sets of tires.
Who
Who
in
is
their
John
right
Lewis? He
mind
says
would
to
do
take
that?
me off.
Who would do that to their body? That is disgusting.
Apparently, she did.
Those things could pop. Look at them.
Yeah,
That's not Congressman.
I am. Unfortunately, there's nothing sexy about it. It's like you could just, if she was to bend over right now, she could just drive away.
Well, I thought because you like big boobs, there's a perfect
No,
set
not
for
like
you.
that. No. That's overkill. That's not even breast.
Well,
I'm telling
why
you, it's
would
like
somebody
just,
do that to themselves? Why would a
Make money.
doctor do that?
yeah.
There should
No,
be a law
keep the
against that. I mean, those things could bust and tear her whole skin up.
Yeah, they're about to burst, all right.
Yeah, they're ugly. But even her
Good
face,
night.
look at everything about her.
It's fake.
Chef Lewis, I don't know who he's talking about. Maybe me. He said, take him off, Lee.
Sam Shepard
very
passed
nasty.
away
Yeah, who's he
today, and
talking
I
about?
really like
Chef
him.
Lewis. He said, that was very nasty. Take him off, Lee. No, this is Chef Lewis. Chef,
Oh.
go beat your meat and
No.
leave us alone, please.
No, that's my friend. That's you can't. Don't talk bad about John. He's a really nice
Well, hell,
guy.
he told me to go. He told you to take me off the air.
Well, it's because you sometimes get over.
Has anybody heard from Elpo?
No, I was just going to ask about him when we opened up the show.
No, I haven't.
Let me
Hope
see.
he's doing okay.
Yeah, I'll call him in a moment here. That was the 800 meter that Michaela Halstead did not advance in. That's one of her best things. I don't
But like I
understand that.
said, you got to remember she's up against kids from all over the.
Yeah, that's
My daughter swam in the Junior
was-
Olympics, and
her time and the winning time.
is that the younger one or
No, this is the oldest, the 16-year-old. For her, she's never not advanced in this 800. That's been her best meet. All right, so I'm asking my daughter what was
They probably got some Russians up there on steroids. That's
Yeah,
probably
right.
what it is.
Yeah. So I'm asking what was her time in this race and what was the winning time, so I can get a barometer in terms of where she was. I mean, if you got somebody in there running that thing, 10 seconds, that's an Olympic runner. But I think she's got great promise. She's already getting letters from colleges to come to, to their school. So, and academically, she's a straight A student. So I'm really proud of her. I don't care, what the outcome is. Grandpappy going to be right there to support her. And all my grandchildren, I'm going to be there for them.
So this Candace girl, what is she with Capitol Records or one of them? I'm noticing followers are on there, or people I know that are with the record companies.
All right, Apollo. No, that was you. Feedback king.
Sorry, I had to scratch my ear and I was too close to the mic.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Candace Springs. Yeah, she's a good-looking girl. Pretty.
Oh, she can sing her tail off.
Yeah, I have
Good.
a lot of 11 friends that follow her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love her music.
She with a
Just
record
naturally
label?
talented.
Well, she might be because
Think she's with
Angelica
Capitol.
and Danny Lockwood.
I think
Danny
she signed to
Lockwood's
Capitol.
real big with Capitol.
Let's see. Where's her about?
And Angelica used to be, but Angelica had a tendency to let Katy Perry hear everybody's music so she could steal and write the similar stuff. So they didn't keep her.
She's from Nashville. Record label is SPR/Blue Note Records. That's a jazz label. Is that affiliated with Capitol? Might be a subsidiary.
Might be.
Let's see here. Currently living in New York City. Influences: Sade, Roberta Flack, Ella Fitzgerald, Nora Jones, Adele, Lauryn Hill, Billie Holiday, Nina Simone, and on and on and on. Booking agency, okay, press.
Click on one of her, let me see, find a video. Boy, she's easy on the eyes too, boy. Pretty thing.
Mm-hmm. Pretty
Trying to find
gal.
a video.
Got that big hair
Trying to
thing
find
going on,
a
the curls.
Video of just her sitting there with a piano. That's what I like, when it's just raw. No
She sound like what's the
videos.
What's the white girl that has a big bushy hair like that and sings?
She's with Universal, and Universal Capitol's with Joe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Got a lot of good new artists out there.
Yeah, but they
They're
only
just-
push the same one. Capitol only pushes Katy Perry.
Well, that's their milk and honey, I guess, right now. They're going to
Yeah,
always
I
keep
think
their so-called star out there. That's where they're making the most money. And then, it's a cycle that these companies go through. Then whoever the next one that blows up, then they get behind that, and so on and so on.
Did you see where Sam Shepard passed away?
Yeah, I saw that.
I like him.
Yeah, a lot of the old
was-
rascals are checking out of this hotel. How old was he?
73.
Yeah. So let's look at some of the headlines here, see what's going on while we've been on the air. Wait, hold it. Go.
There was a fire somewhere at a concert in another country. They had to
England.
get 20. Where was it at?
England.
No, I don't know. I know there's one in England.
Yeah, I think that's.
They had to get, 23,000 people out of there. Nobody was hurt. And that's.
I saw a story this morning when there's two studies that have come out about global warming. Did any of you see that one?
No, I got up. I had ants in my house again.
Ants in your pants?
Do you have ants in yours?
Nope, no ants.
Little tiny ones.
Need to dance?
Right?
You know, they don't go in the kitchen because I have that sound thing, but they're in my bedroom. And I can't put those all through the house because her hears them.
Oh, really?
Yes, she can hear it.
How do you know she can hear it?
Because she hid under the bed when I had it I had it on a louder one, and she went under the bed, wouldn't come out. And then when I turned it off, she came out, so she can hear it.
And,
So
and it kills ants?
They won't come because of the sound. They got them where it'll even stop rats or mice from coming in.
Yeah.
This one, at different levels, we can't hear it, but they can.
What about
It's
dogs?
unusual for my cat to hear it. Usually animals don't hear it, but she hears it.
They need to find one that works on humans, and that will deter invaders from coming
No,
into
you
your
could
home.
just lock the door on them.
Yeah, sometimes doors don't matter, and windows. They'll come through anyway.
Yeah, and sometimes
Yeah,
people leave their doors open, and you have a big house, and they sneak in when nobody sees them sneaking in.
Somebody hacked HBO servers, and upcoming episodes of Game of Thrones was leaked online.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw that last night. I guess it was a new episode. It's the first time I'd ever watched that show. It's pretty interesting.
Hey,
How
Chris.
hungry-
Trump aims at insurers in battle over health care subsidies.
Chris, did you notice that girl can twerk with those?
I had to stop. I couldn't take no more. I was just, they were too big, and that's not even fun. I mean, you can walk on those, man.
Uber plans to issue its own credit card with Barclays Bank. Maybe that means when people pay you, it'll go directly on your Uber card now, and you don't have to wait for transfers.
Yeah.
You can
like
get it that
PayPal
night,
used to do.
though.
Yeah, you and they'll make some money on the cost that they charge, that 2%, 2.5% or whatever, so they'll get a piece of that. Another way of making more money is raise the damn rates. This 90 cents a mile crap is bovine. Now, I understand in Las Vegas they raised it 10 cents from 90 cents to $1 a mile, but they should be at about $1.50 a mile, at least. I think, because the drivers don't get 100% of that buck.
No,
90
are
cents.
you?
Taxi
do you have
cabs get more
do
than
you-
that, don't they?
Do
A
you
lot
have?
more.
Do you have the tip app?
Yeah, it's built into the app now.
How come Tanya can't get that?
Who?
My daughter. She said she doesn't see the tip thing.
She hasn't gotten any tips then.
She doesn't see it.
Yeah, nobody's giving her a tip.
No, they give her cash. A lot of people.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've gotten a few tips
Even
now on
restaurants
Uber.
out here are doing that now. They add the 15% and say if you want to tip more, you can, but they put it on the bill.
Yeah, well, it's built into the app now. Unless people haven't updated their app, then they might not see it. But it is available now in Lyft and Uber, where people can tip. And they will give you three choices. I think it's $1, $2, and $5. And if you want to do more, you can opt, for that other option, and you put in what you want. But yeah, both now, and I think it was stupid for Uber. First 6 years or so didn't have it so that people could tip in the app, because most people don't carry a lot of cash anymore, and especially dollar bills. I mean, who does that? In any given week, I might have maybe $10 in cash.
Well, the drivers should have some cash. Tip.
Well-
Taxi cab drivers do.
Yeah, but a lot of the drivers don't want to carry cash, to not be robbed. So cash is not a good thing to have on hand. I had a lady that wanted to give me a tip, and she had a $20 bill, and I carried her bags up 3 flights of stairs, and because she was an elderly woman, and I don't know how in the hell she got them down, but I took the bags up for her, and she didn't have but a 20, in cash, and she said, well, I want to give you a tip, but all I got is a 20. I said, well, you don't have to. It's not required. I did it because I saw that you had to go up 3 flights of stairs, and that's just me. She ended up giving me the 20, and I felt bad because it wasn't $20 worth of work to me. But
Well, did you hand it back to her then?
I tried to, and she refused. So I didn't want to fight with her in the stairwell. So I took the money and got the hell out of there.
You better take that 20, man.
I
That's
did.
good. That's good money.
Yeah, but I didn't have any cash on hand to give her change back. I really didn't. And I felt bad. So
I wouldn't have. That's good money.
yeah, it's true. And it was a good fare, too. I think I took her from LAX down to Irvine somewhere. So it was about a $28 fare. So it ended up being a $48 fare. Well,
See,
not
there you go.
not really, because Uber had to take out their percentage out of the 28. So I probably got 18 out of the 28. Yeah. But, I just think that it would have made sense to have that from day one. But they looked at that as an advantage over any other competition where you're not required, as they said, to give a tip. So now you're going to have to wait as an Uber driver to get rid of that perception and that idea that it's not required. While it's still not required, at least you have the option.
Well,
to tip.
tipping isn't required anywhere.
Well, that's true.
I just wouldn't go back to a restaurant if you don't leave some tip, because
Right.
who knows what you might be eating.
Oh, did you see that China's been importing
I've told
Rat-
you that about 2 months
food?
ago. I've told everybody
being
that.
sold as
boneless chicken wing. I told people that months ago, and
Well, keep
everybody's
talking
saying,
about
"Oh no,
Keep talking about
Keep
it.
talking about it.
Yeah, don't stop.
do you eat boneless chicken?"
I
wing?
have.
Yeah, a lot of people like it.
I had some maybe a couple weeks ago from the Wingstop.
Ooh, you probably ate some rat.
Some good ass rats. Give me some more.
Called the Rat Stop.
Right. No, I don't know. I wonder what that tastes like. They said they
Must taste like chicken when you ate it, didn't it?
well, I don't know that it was rat, but they said they confiscated 1 million pounds of rat meat. You know how many rats had to go?
Well, it's like they got caught years ago cooking cats out here and serving it. Better leave my cats alone.
Wow. Well, my buddy Andre, he's a hunter, and he believes that anything alive you should be able to eat.
Oh, wow. He can't come in my house. I have something for him. Those are my kids. You don't touch my pets.
Yeah, he said if he gets hungry enough, he'll eat rat, dog, turtle, well, a lot of people eat raccoon, coon as they call it. And what's that other ugly sucker?
Possum?
Possum. I've never had coon or possum, ever. And I don't think I really want to even try it. And I hate to be closed-minded, but they're just some ugly suckers. Can you imagine going to someone's house and they got a raccoon with his head sitting up there on the platter?
Well, I seen somebody post a full pig the other day, and I thought, this ain't a time to be doing that.
Why?
And they had it cooked with his whole head.
Sure.
I thought, that's kind of sad.
Why?
To me, did you cook them alive? I hope not.
No.
And
No,
then
they-
I
they
seen
gut
that
'em
with
and
that
put 'em on
bull. Did you see what they did to him?
No.
They set his horns on fire while they were all cheering in Spain.
Hmm.
Set his horns
Oh,
on
good
fire.
night.
That is screwed up. And the thing was so upset, he killed himself. He hit this thing, and the bull killed himself. No, that's why I didn't feel bad when that big matador last month, when that bull gored him, I think, right in his groin, killed him. I didn't feel sorry for that man. You sit there and you slaughter these things
Torture
for
the
people's
bull.
enjoyment.
Yeah.
You enjoy sitting here watching somebody. I know they were put here with a lot of things to eat, but they weren't put here to make them suffer.
Yeah.
Like I seen
Well-
a thing with Chinese people. They got a fish and the fish is still alive, and they think what's funny about that? It makes me where less and less I can eat chicken anything.
You never gutted a live fish?
When I was younger, yeah, I had, but we didn't sit there and let it wasn't still alive. We killed it first.
How did you kill it?
My dad would
Stab
bang
it?
its head on the,
Oh.
but to sit there and let something suffer, I things like that I could never do now. I used to hunt. I used to do bow and arrows.
Really?
I couldn't now, I don't think, but I was pretty good with them. But
That's not
we
easy.
hunted for food.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it now. I have trouble killing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can go into grocery stores, especially Latin ones, and they'll have a whole head sitting there sometimes of an animal. It's like, ooh, or you see the eyeball on a fish. I feel bad when I see that.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat some shrimp a couple of weeks ago because I seen the little eyeballs. I wasn't going to eat that shrimp with his eyeballs staring at me.
Well, you just, take the shell and
I
stuff
can't.
off.
I'm become this person where I just think sometimes we torture things.
You're just a California tree hugger.
No, it isn't that. I'm so against torturing any. Look at the dog. Didn't you almost want to cry when I let you listen to that dog that was tortured?
Yeah, absolutely.
That dog was tortured in a shelter when
No
you
question.
read it. He was abused inside a shelter.
Oh, that's
I have
terrible.
never in my life heard an animal cry like that.
I haven't either. That was really devastating.
It's very devastating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're finding in a lot of these shelters, these people that work there, they mess with these animals. Don't work at those places if that's the kind of person you are. I have to hand it to the girl in my building that found the little kitten last week.
Mm-hmm.
She could hear it crying in the bushes. So the next morning she got out and went looking, but he was barely crying. And this little thing, ants were all over it. The belly button cord was still on it. It was wrapped on a bush.
Oh,
She got the kitten out. And the kitten was ice cold. She saved this kitten.
Excellent.
Because I was going to watch it for her the one day, but they were still moving stuff in it, and I couldn't do it. And she's keeping the kitten now. I mean, she saved this little kitten.
Mm-hmm.
That kitten wouldn't have lived. It was covered with ants crawling all over it.
Yeah.
And probably when the mother had it, she couldn't get the kitten out of there or something. So,
Or the mother may have met a bad fate with a coyote or a dog, or who knows?
I don't know. There's somewhere in our building. There's got to be more of them. I found one once. I could hear it crying, and it was in somebody's engine. So I tracked down who owned the car, but all the eyeballs were burned out. So I took him to a pound and asked him to put him to sleep. I mean, why let him suffer?
Yeah.
I mean, because mother cats sometimes will put them places to hide them so nobody gets them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they put them where they can't even get to them.
Yeah.
Because, the car is warm. That's why sometimes you have to really make sure an animal hasn't crawled up into your...
Into your engine area.
Yeah, because one time I was at Michael's. I was on one of the four-wheelers. I used to drive those. I guess I was kind of a tomboy. And my sister looked at me. She said, "There's a mouse." I said, "Don't tell me that." I thought she meant walking in front of us. There's a mouse. There was a mouse that had crawled into the four-wheeler, and its little eyes were peeking at me. I jumped off that four-wheeler, and it's driving itself, and I'm running and screaming. And the bodyguards out there were laughing at me. They said, "Carol, what do you do every morning when you have all these kids here?" Because I used to bring busloads of kids up. And I said, "Run through the fields to get to the rides." He said, "What do you think's in that field?" He said, "Thousands of mice." But I never seen them, so I guess.
I call them field mice.
But can you see the four-wheeler driving down with the mouse in it?
No, that's
Because they
crazy.
look for heat.
Yeah.
That's why this morning when I seen the rat, I said, "You're going to walk by that and not start running like some idiot." And I did. And I even walked back, so you should be proud of me.
Good deal. Because they're really not
No,
going to
that-
bother you. You have to lay down and go to sleep, and before a rat or a mouse is going to come up and start biting on you. Well, you might have to be damn near
Thanks
dead.
for telling me that, so I could be laying in bed and he's chewing on me.
Well, yeah. But you don't have mice. You're not going to have mice or rats in your house. You got 3 damn cats.
No, and my one cat, I don't think she would play. The female's more of the masculine one.
Yeah.
Because remember I told you, she attacked Jim for messing with her. I kept telling her, leave her alone. And she jumped straight on him and clawed him.
Good.
She did not
back
like
his train
him.
up.
Fat Boy just runs and hides when somebody messes with him. But I don't allow people in my house any longer. You want to bring your kid in, your kid thinks he's going to pull my cat's tail, I suggest you keep your kid outside.
Yeah.
You mentioned about that old heat thing, when it comes to rats. I mean, years ago, I was getting my brakes fixed. Now, here in Chicago, we always, for those of you familiar with it, when it gets really cold in here, and Lee, it's like, we call it the hawk. Mm-hmm. That's how cold it gets. So I was getting my brakes fixed, and the guy was telling me about this other car that he had to repair. But what happened with his car was, he was like, let me show you something. So we go in the garage part, and he shows me the guy's engine. He said, you seeing that? What's that? And what it was like an old McMuffin you get from breakfast at McDonald's, right?
Yeah, right.
It was lodged in the engine. He told me that what happens, that especially in the cold, in the wintertime, rats find places to be, get warm at.
Yeah.
They built a nest in his engine.
Yeah. Inside the engine or inside the engine compartment?
Around the engine compartment area.
Yeah. That's not uncommon, especially in cold areas like that.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Yeah, they're going in there.
Eating on egg McMuffins and stuff like that.
Yeah, 30 below zero and stuff. They're going to look for some heat.
Mm-hmm.
They get right up under there by that engine. And that engine is going to be good for 4 or 5 hours at least.
And they stay there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because my brother went to New York to visit his daughter and then drove back to Jersey. And when he got home, a bunch of mice started crawling out from his car.
Mm-hmm.
He said because they must have been cold, but they drove all the way back to Jersey with them.
Yeah.
Are you reading this thing on Uber where they're possibly replacing the head CEO with a woman?
Oh, really?
Yep.
That might be a good idea.
Miss Whitman, the chief executive of Hewitt Packard Enterprises.
What's her name?
Former leader, Miss Whitman. Meg Whitman.
No, that's not the woman that ran for president.
No, this is a woman that worked was the head of Hewitt Packard. She was an executive.
Yeah.
I guess, are they having problems?
Yeah, they got him to step down because of controversy in the company.
Yeah.
The board wanted to go in a different direction.
She's older, too.
Mm-hmm.
So she might be taking over. Maybe a woman will run it better.
What was the lady's name that ran for the presidency as a Republican that also ran HP, Hewlett Packard?
I don't know. Was that her?
I don't know.
No, they didn't say that, though.
I don't think that was the same one, but it's just ironic that another executive from HP stepping out to do something quite different than running a technology company.
Whether people want to believe it a lot, women control most of the wealth in the world because when you guys drop dead, it becomes their money. Women are very smart.
Wait a minute. Anthony Scaramucci is out as White House communication director.
Oh, already today?
Shit. But did he last?
Well, he's been in there fighting with the media, kind of threatening their lives. You didn't see that earlier?
No, I just saw that, but what? He didn't last 10 days, did he?
Jeez, yeah. He's out as White House communications director.
Yeah. Gone. Bye-bye.
Well, you had to see him threatening the media. He was
breaking
terrible.
news on CNN.
He was acting like he was going to go shoot somebody.
Unbelievable. Well, he had not been approved by Congress because of a business dealing. I think it was with China that he allegedly walked away from. But, it's another one of these moves just like with Trump. He puts it in a trust or whatever. But come on, it's still yours. And maybe that's what it is. I'm looking for further details. This was like just a headline on CNN.com as I just pulled it up. So who knows what that's all about. But I'm glad he's gone. He was another schoolyard bully, fulfilling the things that Trump couldn't do or say that he wanted to say and using foul, ridiculous language. What is the world coming to, man? Well, no, forget about the world. What is the United States of America coming to? Are we dumbed down and willing to go so low that we're going to have spokespeople out there like Scary Moochie?
Well, that's that dumb president.
Exactly. The whole thing is a mistake. Now,
he's still threatening with the medical thing.
Let's look at the hacking of the voting machines. It's being said that 21 states may have been affected by this hacking. That in itself, I mean, let's cut through the bull. That in itself, if 21 states, almost 50% of all of the states have been hacked, how can we look at this as a legitimate presidency? Why don't we just say, okay, scrap this vote, let's start over, do a new vote. No new campaign, new vote. Set up the voting machines, maybe do it on a 2-day deal so that everybody will have access and get out and vote. And do a paper ballot if need be.
They're going to have to.
But why should we
they'll find
live?
a way to do that too.
Why should we live with a presidency that is under such scrutiny and uncertainty, and know that 21 states were hacked, and we've just proven through this, was it DEFCON convention, how easy it is to hack these machines? How can we live with it? How can we move forward as a proud country, and we go around to third world countries and teach them how to do voting the correct way when we didn't do it correctly? We didn't catch it. We were unaware. Although we were saying the Russians, prior to the election, were hacking and getting involved in our election. So why didn't we stop it right then and there? We had to know. We knew, but we let it move forward. And shame on us. Shame on the United States of America for moving forward, knowing that a foreign entity had access to our voting.
Yeah, but we don't know how thoroughly infiltrated the Russians are. It could be Russia, it could be other countries
It could
that
be
were able to manipulate the White House all these years, and we're just now probably just scratching the surface, just Russia alone, for example.
Whether it's 1, 2, or 3 or 5 different countries that may have hacked into it, the fact of the matter, if it was hacked by the Boy Scouts of America and it affected the outcome, we should not live with the current outcome. Only one poll out of 10 or 15 different polls predicted that Trump was going to win. Only one. All the pundits were saying there's no way he was going to win. He did not win the popular vote. He stole, or somebody stole, the Electoral College. And by hacking into 21 states, could certainly control the outcome. Absolutely. So why are we sitting around being, complacent, laid back, say, oh, well, he legitimately won. Well, if 21 states were hacked, no, he did not legitimately win. Now, one or two things could be. It could be that he did legitimately win, and maybe he won by a bigger margin, if that's possible. Or he did not win at all, and who we have as a president should not be the president of the United States. So why can't we get it right? Why shouldn't this investigation continue forward? It should be such that our current president should have no way of firing the investigator right now. No way. Even if he's a straight up guy, which he's not, but if he's a straight up American, red-blooded, and seeking the truth, he should say, I encourage this investigation to move forward, and I would hope that they would do it in a speedy fashion, but not to the point of rushing to fail, not Russia, but rushing with quickness to fail, but get it right. And if it turns out that I am not legitimately the president of the United States because the voting was hacked, then I would be willing to step down and turn over the White House to Hillary Clinton or whoever won. Would have to be Hillary because it was a general election. It's one or the other.
Right.
I mean, there are some third-party people in there, but what's the chance of that? But if by chance neither one of them won, then so be it. Whoever is the legitimate president should take over. Now, there may not be any provisions in our Constitution, but is there anything in there that says you can't?
You know, it's funny though. Everything he's doing, Hillary said he was going to do this.
Yeah. So did you see how he tried to change the narrative and say they should be investigating crooked Hillary?
Yeah.
Come on. Crooked Hillary didn't win, dog.
Right. You have the job. So come on now.
Exactly.
But
he's not presidential. He's not in it for the right reasons.
No, not at all. And everything you just said, Lee, about, see, that takes character and having some sort of integrity. And we all know he doesn't have that. So he's going to be obsessed with power because he thinks he's the man in charge. And really he isn't. And so if all of this is still a smokescreen and once again creating a plausible version for what's really going on from the standpoint of the Russian investigation and including with them and how much they infiltrated our country and the government, that still is the main issue. But you got all these other sideshows going on where you have, once again, like Scaramucci being out as White House communications director. Don't get me wrong, it's a story, but what's the real deal? So we have all these series of back-to-back drama that's going on, but the real issue goes back to Russia. I really believe that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they definitely had a hand in the outcome of our election. I mean, they can deny it, but I think there's enough preliminary evidence to prove that they were involved in the hacking. And maybe North Korea, maybe China, maybe Iran, but our election, from all indications that we can see at this point, was hacked. And how easy it is, or was, or is, to hack into the machines.
That's right.
So, damn. What are we going to correct this problem? What systems are we going to change? What have we done thus far? I'm trying to bring up the video here from CNN. They're talking about, so let's see here. I've got it up on my iPad. I'm trying to bring it into our video streaming.
Oh, he resigned.
Of course he resigned.
Rival factions inside the White House, people like Steve Bannon and Jared Kushner and so on, do they report to the chief of staff, or do they just report directly to the president and have the ability to go around the chief of staff? That is the exact situation that Reince Priebus was struggling to deal with when he was in charge, or not really in charge, when he was managing the staff here at the White House, is that he had people routinely going around him, walking right into the president's office and having meetings with him, sometimes meetings that Priebus did not even know about until later on. And so this was one of the situations that General Kelly was going to have to deal with. Now, I do understand from talking to a source who is close to the president, and this is not exactly talking about the Scaramucci situation, but that this is a pattern that sometimes happens over here at the White House, is where something flares up, the president says, well, no big deal, or he may even like that. And then later on, as he's getting feedback from other people, he sort of changes his mind and says, you know what, maybe this wasn't such a good thing. This person suggesting to me that perhaps that is what happened with Anthony Scaramucci here, whereas it may have felt cathartic to this president to see Scaramucci lashing out and going after some of these people who the president wasn't very high on here in the administration, but then after time, after reflecting on it, perhaps didn't think too well of Scaramucci's performance over these last 11 days, Brooke.
Maybe this was a condition, as Gloria was saying, we don't know yet, of General Kelly taking on this chief of staff job. But let me go back to Lieutenant General Mark Hertling. We were talking about the reporting on how, General Kelly felt when Trump fired Comey, and I had to cut you off. Forgive me, I never want to cut off a general, but, to get to the Scaramucci story. But I understand you've been listening to this whole conversation and this news, General, and you have been smiling in bewilderment. Why?
Well, what was the question you asked me again? No, what I'll tell you, Brooke, is this fits in with what I was going to say. John Kelly's a professional. He has an extremely strong set of values. He respects people. He has a code of ethics from his 45 years in the Marine Corps. I didn't know he was going to bring a flamethrower into the West Wing, but it seems like that's what he's done, potentially. Now, if this all has to do with John Kelly laying down the law, I mean, a lot of us, when this was suggested last week and Kelly was coming on, we spent the weekend saying, I wonder how he's going to address this first thing Monday morning. You can bet John Kelly, if it's the guy I know, was in there all weekend long setting down the markers saying, here's how we're going to run the staff of the West Wing. And I think he probably talked to the president saying, let's stop the clown show. And Scaramucci was right in the middle of that clown car with the comments he made to the New Yorker Ryan.
You're listening to an audio feed from CNN talking about the fact that Anthony Scaramucci is out. Now, it's being said maybe he resigned, but he was forced out, folks. Here's what I think happened. And we don't know the inside details yet, but Scaramucci has an ego the size of Donald Trump. And the new guy coming in, Kelly, as the chief of staff, probably had a prerequisite. Look, if I'm going to be the chief of staff, everybody must report directly to me. And Scaramucci says, no, I'm not doing that. I'm reporting directly to the president. So it became a stalemate. Now, if he resigned or was forced out, if he was asked for his resignation, so be it. The fact of the matter is, too many egos in the White House. And Kelly looks like he was able to, weather the storm and force this guy out, which is a good move, I think, because he's a formula for disaster for this country. Certainly that reflects poorly on the president. Not my president, but the president. So what's next? Who's next? This, ladies and gentlemen, and the phrase was used in this report from CNN, it referred to the clown show. This is a clown show. In 193, 194 days, now 7 people have either been fired, resigned, kicked out of the White House. What's good? Where's the good? It was a reset. Well, usually a reset doesn't come in the first 193 days. Usually after 2 years or 4 years, if you are reelected, it's not unusual to see the chief of staff resign or move on after 2 to 4 years. It's a tough job, very wearing and tearing on anyone. Very demanding job. It's a 24-hour-a-day job. So that's not unusual. But now 7 people in 6 months out of the White House, out of the West Wing, no longer a part of the administration, which says day one was a disaster. Day one, the team that was assembled as a transition team didn't know what the hell they were doing. It's been chaos from day one. Bad idea, bad outcome of the election. We're stuck with a badass, dumbass as the president of the United States. Does not look good. The clown show continues. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next on the X?
Well, you know what? See, that goes back to what they said about John Kelly. Once again, retired Marine general, sworn in today for being the chief of staff of the White House. He deals with order, and he deals with people with a pedigree and experience with these jobs. So you can see the removal, as we saw now with Mooch. You can see it with Kellyanne Conway. We've already seen Spicer taking the back seat. So I think literally he's cleaning house. If Trump literally gives him, and once again, our egos, like you just said, if he gives him the keys to the Porsche, and he can do what he wants to do with the car, he's going to drive around and clean house. I think starting with Scaramucci is the beginning of getting people in there with experience for these particular jobs.
Yeah, maybe Scaramucci was just a temporary anyway to come in and cause some hate and discontent to get rid of... like
a hatchet man, something like that.
Yeah, to get rid of Priebus. Maybe that was his purpose, and maybe they were hoping to get rid of Sessions as well, but so far that has failed. There's been a failed attempt. But we'll see. Who's next to be deleted from the clown car, from the clown show?
Right.
I see the clown car, the little Volkswagen with 1,000 people going in and out. Come on, man. Sick, twisted, demented craziness is going on.
Yeah, but
in the
the
White House.
frightening thing is, we don't have nobody really is capable of running this country right now.
Of course we do. There's smart people out there that can run it. They're just not in the White House right now.
That's what I was trying to say.
Even the vice president is boo-boo the fool. I don't trust him either. Now, would it be a little better with him in there? I think at least it'll be some order, some consistency.
Right.
And you kind of know what you're going to get. Another tough Republican agenda. Well, we've been dealing with that forever, so we know how to deal with that. But this lunacy that's coming out of it now with this guy, whew, Lord have mercy. That's all I can say. Well, you've been listening to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and the cast of characters, Chris and Apollo, checking in today. Thank you guys so much for making it the show. Without you, it just not be the same. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's noon Midwest and 1 o'clock on the East Coast. We'll do it again. Dig deeper into the scary Moochie. Not Scaramucci, but he's scary. Have a great day. Be safe. Spread some love. Be tough. Don't give up. Let's keep fighting for the truth and get this clown out of the clown car. Have a good day.